Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to join us today for our webinar on the next generation of recruitment trends and tools, and also unlocking SmartMatch. My name's David Holland, and I'm the Managing Director of Swag here at Employment Hero. Since I joined the business 8 years ago, we've grown from managing 8,000 employees in Australia to over 2 million employees in 25 countries around the world. During that time, we've solved or simplified a wide range of HR and payroll challenges. But without a doubt, recruitment has been the biggest challenge I've worked on, and I'm delighted with the solutions we're able to share with you today. I'm joined by my wonderful colleagues, by two of my wonderful colleagues. First up is Scott. Scott's a talent acquisition specialist here at Employment Hero. G'day, Scott. Can you give us a bit of an introduction to yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Scott. I work in the talent team here at Employment Hero. I have about 5 years of recruitment experience overall, with about a year and a half helping out our go-to-market teams grow at Employment Hero. And more recently, I've been helping out our wonderful SmartMatch product team with more of a recruitment and talent lens on the product, and also contacting candidates and customers alike to get their thoughts on it. So yeah, really looking forward to showing you it today.
Fantastic. And speaking of that amazing team, we've got Callum Rutherford with us, who's one of our senior product managers and one of the great people leading the development of these new tools. G'day, Callum.
Yeah, thank you. Great to be here as well. As you said, my name's Callum Rutherford. I'm a product manager at Employment Hero, working across the SmartMatch space and also our global team's employer of record product. I've been working in the tech space for about 10 years across HR solutions like Employment Hero, as well as a few other industries like marketing, advertising, and some of the engineering industrial applications as well. But very excited to be here to be able to present SmartMatch and show you all how it works.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Callum. And as usual, we have question and answers available today. So please type your questions into the box down using the button down the bottom of your Zoom screens. You can enter those at any time throughout the webinar, and we'll have our amazing customer service team online to answer those questions during the presentation. For any questions that we don't get to today, we will endeavour to answer them after the webinar has concluded. And of course, this recording the recording of today's webinar will be available, as well as the slides. We'll make those available via the post-event email. So in today's session, we're going to cover quite a range of topics. We're going to start with a bit of a recruitment market landscape. I think it's always a great idea to share what our team is seeing in the market in terms of recruitment. We're going to talk about the latest talent acquisition strategies and some of the tools and elements that are emerging generally to support talent acquisition teams and hiring managers. And of course, we'll be introducing SmartMatch and showing you how that works, and indeed how you can access it. So with that in mind, we're going to kick off. I'm going to start with you, Scott, if that's okay. As one of our talent acquisition specialists, you are at the forefront of onboarding a huge amount of people. I think last time we did one of these, Kate informed us that we onboard about 25 people a month. Do you have any idea what our current rate of onboarding is?
Currently, I would say it's more than that. I know our engineering teams are hiring, I think it's between 80 to 90 different roles at the moment to be filled by May. So yeah, I would guess it's more than 25.
Yeah. And so you and your colleagues do a great job filling those roles. What are you guys seeing at the moment in the market? How would you describe the recruitment landscape right now?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting market at the minute. It's still pretty slow across the board in terms of the labor market than it would be in a bull market across most of our key locations, which does lead to more availability of talent, and wages aren't growing as quickly. But digging deeper than that, we're actually seeing somewhat of a two-speed employment market. So there's an increasing demand for casual employees, but the demand for full-time permanent employees is decreasing, and there's less roles in that space. For example, last year, we've seen a really significant increase in that part-time employment. 84% of roles created in the past year were part-time, which only leaves 16% being those permanent full-time roles. So it's really leading to a casualization of the workforce, loads more casual or shift workers out there than there ever have been before. And the reasons for this could be because employers are able to attract those casual workers who wouldn't have previously considered non-permanent roles, potentially due to the uncertainty and the redundancies that have happened across various industries in the past couple of years. Candidates out there are a bit more open-minded.
Yeah, can I just, that's an interesting point. So what you're saying is that over the last 5 to 10 years, we've seen a decrease, if you like, in job security. And what you're suggesting employers are looking to follow that trend, so to speak, and actually are driving casual employment. We're seeing more demand for casual employees.
Yeah. So there's more demand for casual employees, more part-time roles out there than ever. Employment is still increasing overall, but the part-time employment is what's driving
That, yeah.
that. So potentially employers are able to attract those casual workers that hadn't previously considered part-time or casual roles. And then whenever they do go to market for a full-time role, they're seeing a heap of better application rates and shorter time to fills.
Right. And so for those people looking for jobs or looking for employees in more permanent roles, job security, where do we stand around? What are the key drivers of those both parties, the employer and the employee, in those permanent full-time roles?
Yeah, so it's still very competitive out there. While there is an abundance of talent out there, it's still very competitive to secure the top talent for those permanent full-time roles. 71% of employees feel like their job is secure, so it's really hard to lure them out and tempt them to make a move if they already feel like they're in a stable role. And then other emerging trends like quiet quitting, career cushioning, it all reflects a workforce that's striving for balance and security. So pairing that with the increase in demand for the full-time roles, people are nervous to make a move. And due to the lack of full-time roles out there, candidates who are on the market are more open-minded when they are open to a new role. Whereas when people are feeling safe in their current role, it's harder to make them want to move.
There are also differences emerging. You mentioned the two-speed economy, so we're getting seeing different trends across different roles and different industries. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, so it's still particularly challenging across those casual industries. So that's where the two-speed comes into it. While there is a lot more shift work, a lot more part-time work out there, industries like childcare, healthcare, manufacturing, hospitality, retail that do hire a lot of shift workers are still struggling to find that talent. From the customers that I've spoken to, they're the ones that are kind of recruiting all year round and are struggling to get good talent that will stay and that they can retain.
Right. And you mentioned at the top, we recruit a lot of engineers. What's happening in the engineering and technology market?
Yeah, it's always tight in engineering. It's very highly skilled. We're really seeing that the application rates are still not as high as they used to be. The time to fills on engineering roles are usually longer than go-to-market roles. And speaking with, the team that recruit mainly in that space, it may be worthwhile looking at other areas of the world that do have talent within engineering that you could maybe outsource with, because within, say, Australia or the UK, it's a really tight market at the minute.
Yeah, I know for a fact that our product and engineering team is now spread across about 6 or 7 different countries. So that's how wide we've had to go to get the talent. All right, well, let's move on to the larger picture. I think it's fair to say that in spite of a fairly momentous last 10 years for COVID and some incremental improvements in technologies like applicant tracking systems, for example, the landscape for the recruitment process, the tools that we use, our approach to recruitment hasn't really changed much since the 1990s. The last 20 years since Seek and LinkedIn were launched, not much. We're still doing things pretty much the same as we were 20, 25 years ago. Given the competition for candidates, how's the talent acquisition team had to adapt? How have you guys, what sort of out of the box left field thinking have you had to see and implement to stay ahead of the market?
Yeah, so unfortunately, our roles are still much more admin heavy than we would like. So we're leaning into technology and automations more than we ever have before. So for example, some of our team members are using tools like MetaView and Evernote to transcribe their interviews, which saves a lot of time, and it gives you as an interviewer the opportunity to really be present in the moment during the call because you're not taking notes. And because of the importance of kind of aligning candidates with organizational values at the moment, this gives you the opportunity to really be present with them. Most application tracking systems as well are gradually improving the sophistication of their automations. So it helps keep the candidate experience high, and it makes sure that everyone gets a response as well. Given how competitive the market still is, alternative sourcing techniques always come in handy to a recruitment team. So in the past, we've tried a few AI-powered tools that are designed to help with sourcing, but unfortunately, we haven't had much luck with them. The main challenges were that it took too long to develop a shortlist or find a matched candidate, and the quality of the matches weren't great. So we found it was faster and more effective to headhunt ourselves, which completely defies the point. So yeah, in summary, we're moving beyond traditional platforms and looking at more alternative sourcing techniques and really investing in recruitment technology more than ever.
Right. So yeah, to put it simply, there's a massive opportunity for us to streamline and optimize the talent acquisition process and save time and deliver better outcomes.
Yeah, for sure. So we're spending way too much time, as I said, bogged down on admin and not enough using our high value add tasks. So by leveraging those automation tools and those AI tools in the TA process, it not only will reduce those manual tasks, but it will improve candidate matching and enhance the overall efficiency of the whole talent acquisition function. So some of our largest pain points are sourcing passive candidates. It's hugely time consuming. The value that you get from it can be huge. People that are maybe not open to work on LinkedIn or haven't updated their Seek profile in 5 years, they could be the best person for the job. And it's only if you tap them on the shoulder that you're gonna entice them. But it is really time consuming. So engaging the right kind of talent can also be hard. It's hard to know if someone's right for a role based purely on their LinkedIn profile. And the constant changes in the job market due to economic fluctuations and shifts in industries, it can make it really unpredictable as a sourcing environment. And then also the money spent on advertising can be crazy across, all those platforms that you can spend thousands on month just on job ads. And then the time spent waiting on applicants to apply to those job ads can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, just waiting for them to apply.
If you're not a regular recruiter and you throw a job ad up and you pay and pray, so to speak, those moments when the ad goes live and you're just sitting there for days waiting for people to apply and then the wrong people apply or whatever. But there you go. Anything else you want to draw out here at this point, or?
Just the piece around data and analytics in talent is really poignant at the moment. I know it's a really popular piece for a lot of our customers that I've spoken with. The reporting, the data, the insights that they can see on their time to fill and their metrics and candidate response rates, and harnessing that to gain insights into things like recruitment trends, the candidate behavior that you're seeing, the effectiveness of recruitment channels that you're using, can then increase the efficiency of your TA function. So yeah, using those data and analytics can be really useful.
All right, great. Thanks for that, Scott. I'd also mention that Employment Hero, we now publish a monthly employment index, which draws on a lot of the data that we see across 2 million roles on the platform. And that index is made available through our website. So if you're interested in staying abreast of what the latest data is, check out the Employment Hero Employment Index. All right, well, with all that in mind, you won't be surprised that we've been working hard at Employment Hero to shake things up. A year ago, we set ourselves the ambition to totally reinvent how businesses find and recruit talent. No job boards, no advertising, no waiting for applicants, as Scott just mentioned. We wanted to delete as much of the process as possible. And so we are very pleased to be able to show you all today SmartMatch, which has been around for a couple of months now, and we've had some tremendous early success. SmartMatch is a tool that's built to connect great talent to your open and off-market roles, and you can build pipelines of work-ready talent and connect directly with relevant candidates on an always available basis. With SmartMatch, you're able to find suitable candidates without needing to publicly post all of your roles, which I think is, interestingly to me, quite a sensitive topic for many businesses when they're trying to potentially augment existing roles and build out teams, but don't necessarily want the whole world to know about it. This can also provide a lot of cost savings to SMEs like our core client base. We've already seen great success with SmartMatch, placing job seekers into roles every single day. And in fact, it's just such a joy to watch candidates find their dream jobs every day. The SmartMatch uses machine learning to find suitable candidates based on your organization's needs. The efficiency is there. So we actually look at the existing roles that you have, and based on just those some key elements there, we're able to be ready and able to present talent to you as soon as you need it. So with all that context and background, I'd love to be able to show you how to make the most out of SmartMatch. And at this point, I'd like to bring Callum back into the conversation. Callum, do you want to give us a bit of a tour of SmartMatch?
Yeah, thank you, Dutchy. I'll just bring up my screen so we can run through the platform and show you all how it works. So as we go through this, I might just sort of pick an example that we can use. So if we sort of imagine ourselves as a business in the care industry and we're looking to recruit a new disability support worker to come and join our team. To get started with SmartMatch, it's very simple. When you're in the platform, you will see SmartMatch appear in the top right corner of every screen throughout the platform. So very easy to get started, and this just brings you straight to your SmartMatch dashboard. So here you can see SmartMatch is already hard at work. It's identified top roles in our organization that we might be interested in recruiting for. So you can see the likes there of youth worker, case manager, team leader. And if I was to click that view matches button beside it, I would be able to see all the recommendations that SmartMatch has for me. But as I said, we're not interested in those job titles today. We're wanting to look for a disability support worker. You can see I'm already a little step ahead of us, but we can create a specific talent search for any role that we're interested in. So if I look into talent searches, there's a very easy option to add new SmartMatch role. And by going through this and adding the details of what I'm looking for, so the job title, the location, some information about seniority level, job type, working hours, things like that, we can very quickly set up a search within SmartMatch to start seeing relevant recommendations of candidates that might be suitable to fill that role. If I quickly click cancel, you can see I already have one set up here. So we're looking for a disability support worker. This is an on-site role, so it's not remote or hybrid, and we're looking for people that are based in Sydney in this case. You can see on the right-hand side there, I can either click View All Matches to see all of the recommendations that SmartMatch has, but SmartMatch is also helping me stay across all of the new talent that's joining that job market. So here we can see that there are 15 new matches. These are candidates that have recently become available and joined our ecosystem of job seekers. So this helps you really stay across the best talent that's fresh onto the market. You can be the first business to reach out to them, get in front of them, sell your company, sell your role, and try and bring those people into your business.
And Callum, I imagine that's particularly useful for businesses that are recruiting the same role regularly. You don't want to come in a couple of weeks later and see all the people that you've already seen a couple of weeks ago. You can go straight to the latest and greatest.
Absolutely. If you're recruiting multiple people for the same role each month, you can come in here and see fresh candidates every single week that have recently joined up to the platform. By clicking View All Matches, we can see the recommendations that SmartMatch has for us. You can see there's a couple of names that have appeared on screen. I can scroll down to the bottom and actually navigate through this list. So there are multiple recommendations that I can browse through. I can also update this as well. So if the location that I've got here, Sydney, that's going to be in the CBD of Sydney. If I'm actually more interested in something that's further out, I can update the location here and I can change the radius as well. So if we want people that are actually living very close to the place of work, we can update those criteria and see that the recommendations then get updated as a result. Now, you might be wondering, where are all of these recommendations coming from? So each of the people that we see on screen here, they're people that have signed up to the Employment Hero Swag Jobs platform. So they've gone on to Swag Jobs, they've created a profile, and as they go through that process of creating a profile, they've told the system about their experience, their education, skills, certificates, what types of jobs they're interested in. And so we can take all of that information that they've provided and marry that up against the information we know about businesses in terms of what roles are you looking for as well. So that's how we're able to use that information to provide relevant recommendations for you. There is a concern that some people have that these people that we see on screen might be active employees of other Employment Hero businesses. They are not. So I just want to address that. These are only people that have signed up to that Swag Jobs platform and opted in to join the SmartMatch program. So we can see here that we have these names on screen. There are a few highlights that we're showing. So there's some common screening questions that we will see around work eligibility, salary, as well as certifications that might be required for a specific type of role. As I said, we can navigate back and forward to review a number of these candidates to see if there are some that really stand out to us. And when there are, we can click View Profile to go in and see more information about them. Like I said, as people join that Swag Jobs platform, they create their profile, and so we can then see all of that information that they've uploaded here. We can go through and see what their experience looks like, their education, and if these are some standout candidates that we really want to get in front of and talk to them about joining our business, we can then reach out and contact them directly. So you can either click View Phone Number and contact them that way, or there's a button here for Connect with Candidate, which allows you to reach out and send a message. There is a default message that's provided, so it's very simple for you to just hit send email straight away, and then that will go straight to the candidate, who will be informed that you're interested in their profile and they can respond to you directly. We do encourage people to provide a bit more information into this to tell the person a bit about your business, the role that you're looking for, and the more information you can provide, the higher the likelihood that that candidate's going to be really interested in engaging with the process and talking to you about that job. Now, for every person that you do reach out to and contact, we do then shortlist them into your existing recruitment module. So we can quickly go into the recruitment module and see an example of that. If I open up the support worker job, we can see here that there are 6 candidates that are all tagged as coming from SmartMatch. So this allows you to track the conversation with those candidates. If I scroll to the bottom, we can see an email that we've sent out to this person, and we're just awaiting their response. So anytime they do reply, that conversation will all be housed in the platform in one location for you to easily see that conversation and then move them through whatever hiring process makes sense for your business, whether that's sort of assessments and interviews or a phone screening and a trial shift. That can all be configured for your business within that recruitment module. The example that I've just walked through using that saved search, talent search approach is just one way in which you can interact with SmartMatch. SmartMatch appears throughout the platform. You can see it appears here as well, showing me recommendations that I might like to consider for the support worker role. So there's essentially talent on demand on any page of the Employment Hero platform. Wherever we can show you recommendations for a job title that you might be looking at, you're going to be able to interact with SmartMatch, see relevant recommendations for that role, and interact with them the same way to browse through those candidates, find your shortlisted ones, contact them, and start that conversation. So if we think about sort of where we've come in the last 5 minutes, we've defined the role that we're interested in hiring for. We've browsed through a range of candidates that might be suitable for that role. We've identified a couple of them that we're interested in. We've contacted them. We're starting the conversation about having them join our business. If we compare that to the old recruitment processes that Dutchy was talking about, we've skipped the step of creating that job description. We've skipped the step of posting that out to job boards and the cost that comes with it. We haven't had to wait for applicants to roll in. We've got that talent already here, already available in platform for us to be scrolling through. And so because of all those steps that we've skipped in the process, we're seeing that clients that are using SmartMatch to hire their new talent, their time to hire is about 2 weeks shorter than the industry standards that we're seeing. So it is really helping people bring talent into their business faster, which is amazing to see. SmartMatch is available to all Employment Hero businesses on either the standard, premium, or platinum plans. So it's available to you in your business right now for you to start using. There are resources that you'll be able to find on the SmartMatch dashboard as well to explain a bit more about it. And if there is anybody on the call who isn't currently using Employment Hero but is really keen to see how SmartMatch can work for your business, I believe we're going to be following up with all of you after the call as well, so we can show you, give you access to a sort of demonstration of how SmartMatch can provide you with recommendations specific to your business as well. So very excited to be able to bring this feature out to you all, and really looking forward to hearing about how everybody goes as they start to use it.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Callum. I guess the point that I most want to reiterate here for our audience is that SmartMatch is not another iteration of our ATS, which is an extremely powerful tool for those people who have been using our recruitment module. It's a complete reinvention of employment and recruitment as we've known it historically, right? So the candidates that you're seeing there in this demo, they're live, they're available, they've signed up, and they've been matched by your algorithm. So it's not another job board, is it?
Exactly, that's right. All of these people here, they've signed up to the Swag Jobs platform. You can see in there as you look at their profile how long it's been since they've been active. So you can see those people that are, they've signed up this week, they're ready to go, they're waiting for employers like those on the call to reach out to them and start talking to them about these opportunities.
Yeah, fantastic. And to reiterate what you mentioned at the end there, it's really that 2 weeks of time that we're cutting off, that time, Scott, I guess, historically associated with having to post that job out on the job board, wait for people to apply. That's gone, that's redundant. That's why we're seeing such significant declines in time to hire using SmartMatch. Fantastic. All right. Well, as Callum mentioned, SmartMatch is already available to all our existing clients. It's available and accessible in the way that Callum just showed you, and a few other places you'll find it across the platform. But for those of you who are interested in trying it out, as Callum mentioned, we will be following up with everyone and providing access to Hiring Essentials with a SmartMatch trial in there. So we've got some questions coming through. We probably won't get to all of these today, but we might try and address a couple of them to see what we can get through. Okay, so to confirm, will all candidates I see have had to register or apply for a role via Swag previously? Yes, the answer is that. Callum, are you closest to the candidate process?
Yeah, they don't have to have applied for a job at all, but they are all people that have signed up to that Swag Jobs platform. They've created their own profile. They've opted into the SmartMatch process. So it's not necessary that they've applied for a job somewhere. They could have gone directly to Swag, signed up for the SmartMatch, value that it offers. They're obviously getting employers come to them, talk to them about potential new roles. And so it takes a lot of the effort from their side out of the equation as well.
Yep, fantastic. Another question, Scott, I might direct this one to you. We would like to set up a talent pool for future positions to be advertised. Is that possible? If so, where and how do you do this? Scott, do you want to handle that one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so the functionality exists for talent pooling already within our recruitment module, but the beauty of using SmartMatch is that you don't really need to. So the shortlist is there, it's there in real time, that candidates are always on. So it could actually end up eliminating the need for talent pooling because we've got the active talent there. You can talent pool in our recruitment module. You could also talent pool through our save search function and save candidates that way. But the beauty of SmartMatch is that you don't really need to. Our matching results are there at the moment you're ready to hire. So no more need for talent pooling.
Yeah, it's always on talent. It's at the moment that you realize that you need to add that sales development rep to help grow your sales team. They're there. The minute you know that you can you've got the opportunity or you need to replace somebody on your team, they're there. Following on, Scott, I might stay with you on for this next one. How do you keep your candidate pool active and fresh? I guess that's referring to how we attract and keep the talent that we're matching relevant.
Yeah. So we're currently adding approximately 10,000 candidates a week to SmartMatch. So we'll be investing further in ways to make sure that they're all active, they're all current, and that there's plenty of job seekers on there for our customers. But beyond that, the algorithm actually includes a weighting for candidates based on how recently they've engaged with Swag Jobs. So, your top results should be the most engaged on the platform and the most active.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that's great insight. Cal, I'm going to come back to you. I'm seeing a number of questions that are a variation on a theme. How does the matching work? Is the matching based on job title? I know this is a dynamic area. You've got an entire team working on this constantly, but do you want to perhaps give a little bit of an insight into how the matching works and maybe where you're taking it in the coming months?
Yeah, absolutely. So job title is clearly like one of the most important factors that we do use in matching, but there are a lot of other factors that come into that as well. I sort of mentioned that as the candidate creates their profile, they're providing us a wealth of information about them, their experience, their interests, and we use all of that when we are trying to make recommendations for that candidate to different businesses. From the business side, we obviously have the job title and the industry that your business is in, and we're looking to build out much more of the information from that side so that we can sort of continue to make those recommendations more and more relevant, as well as providing all of the users of SmartMatch the ability to actually provide their own criteria into that search function. So at the moment, the recommendations are there. You can update the location for that, but we also want to be able to provide you with the ability to search for specific certifications or experience in certain industries. And so that's an area that we're going to be taking the product over the next couple of months, is really building out the ability for everybody to provide more input into those recommendations as well. So it's a very sort of fast changing pace. We've got a lot of updates that are planned to the matching algorithm, and there's a lot that we want to be doing in this space. It's definitely something that's going to continuously evolve and evolve quite quickly.
Yeah, I know machine learning and AI are terms that are being bandied around a lot across many industries, especially HR and recruitment these days. But it's fair to say we've got our data teams on this, and we are leveraging at the moment large language models and other AI tools.
Absolutely. We're already using it within the current model, and we're continuously looking at exploring ways in which we can use it to further improve our matching going forward as well.
It's been a delight over the last few months just to, as I've used it myself, just to see the relevancy and the accuracy of the candidates improve so much. So I'm excited to see where we'll get it in the next few weeks. Another question probably for you, Callum. How do you match candidates to newly created positions that don't have the usual titles? And I know actually this person said don't have the usual titles. I know we've had some fun with some looking at some of the titles our clients use, right?
Yeah, that's right. There are, there's obviously a sort of standard job title that captures the roles and responsibilities of something quite well, but businesses choose to use different job titles for all sorts of reasons. It might be something that aligns more with their culture and values, or just sort of unique aspects about their industry, their business, their location. So there is a field in the platform that many people might have seen for an industry standard job title. This is what gives you the flexibility to give your employee whatever job title you choose, but then translate that into something that is more of an industry standard across businesses for that sort of role and those responsibilities. So we can use that to power SmartMatch and make recommendations based on that. But at the same time, we are looking at ways in which we can avoid the need for that in future by employing some more AI tools, so that we can actually start to understand, what is the meaning behind that unique job title that you're using, so that we don't have to ask you to provide that information yourself. We can automatically identify what that is and provide relevant recommendations for that going forward as well.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you what your favorite role title is, but I'll offer you mine. I remember when we were very early on in these days and we were doing some interesting mapping exercises, and one of the largest roles on our platform was a T-rister. And I, for the life of me, I had no idea what it was until I realized that one of our largest clients is a major bubble tea chain, and they were the tea equivalent of barista. Do you have a favorite role title that you've come across?
That was going to be mine as well. That was definitely one that I had to Google to find out what it was before, being able to sort of try and map that to something that we thought accurately represented that role.
Yeah, and I think the word ninja comes up far more often than I suspected it would. That seems to be another one.
Yeah, there's a lot of ninjas, wizards, anything sort of along those lines as well.
And also the other thing that surprised me in terms of the solution that you and the team have developed is the use of the word junior, intermediate, and senior can really throw a spanner in the works. I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you how you overcame that.
Yeah, more so words like assistant, where try and think of a really good example. I mean, you can obviously have assistant managers, which if you look at those two words, assistant, you think junior, manager, you think senior. So that really makes it hard to try and understand what is the seniority level of that person. And so again, it's leveraging AI and really trying to build as much context as we can. So in that example, if it's an assistant manager at a business that's in the hospitality industry with this many employees, and trying to sort of just take as many factors as we can into that decision as to what do we think the seniority level of this person is, so we can show relevant recommendations for that. All of that context helps us to understand and really try and move away from individual words, which can have a huge impact on those overall results.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's been a fascinating journey. And as I said at the top of this conversation, I'm really proud of what you guys have delivered. And it's not just the product and engineering team. We've had input from talent acquisition team like Scott. We've had input from many clients and some of the early adopters of this last year. So we're very grateful to everyone who's contributed. And as I said, we're very proud of the results, and just watching people find jobs every day without any friction has been great. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. There is, as we mentioned earlier, if you're an existing Employment Hero client, you will, of course, have the opportunity to use SmartMatch now. You can log on and click on that button, as Callum has indicated or demonstrated earlier. If you're listening to this and you're not yet an Employment Hero client, we're going to reach out to you and offer you access to our Hiring Essentials with a limited time free access to SmartMatch, so you can trial it for your business. At the conclusion of this, a survey will be automatically sent out to you, and we would appreciate it if you could take a minute to give us some feedback, let us know. Any questions that have been submitted that we haven't gotten to, we will attempt to answer via email after this webinar. We'll also be sending out some additional resources along with the webinar recording after this session. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again here soon. Thanks very much.